Firstly, the night before David Beckham scored the only goal of the game against Ecuador, I had to climb in through the sunroof of the tiny caravan I was sleeping in. The morning of the game itself was then spent on a 6-hour return train journey from Stuttgart to Munich to retrieve the key which I had left in the tray at a security checkpoint for the Germany game against Sweden the previous day. However, second and more pertinent to today's match, I vividly recall that I spent most of the miles shuttling back and forth in a state of puzzled contemplation at the spirit I had witnessed from a Germany side no more talented than England, but far better motivated. Why can't that be England? I thought as we rattled along the tracks. Now, in the first 2 games in this tournament, they have shown that it can be. England may not have the best team at the tournament, perhaps, but at long last they do play in a manner to lift the whole nation. The overflow press area in the newly built Allianz Arena for the 2006 tournament was no more than 5 rows of seats back from the pitch, a more visceral experience than the sterile desk seats high in the stands the media usually occupy. This Germany was not a particularly strong Germany. Enthusiastic hosts, no more, but guided into a beguiling collective mentality by manager Jurgen Klinsmann. A young scamp of a 22-year-old fullback Philipp Lahm had beaten his eager path up and down the flank just yards in front of me. Both goals that day were scored by a 21-year-old striker by the name of Lukas Podolski, who formed a perfect foil to Miroslav Klose. While in defense, a young giant of identical age called Per Mertesacker was taking some confident early strides in World Cup football. Bastian Schweinsteiger, yet another 21-year-old, added invention to his energy in midfield, and the whole entity was focused around the one truly world-class player, the skipper, Michael Ballack. They harried a Sweden boasting Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Henrik Larsson, giving them so little time on the ball, and once it was whisked off Scandinavian toes, counter-attacking with vigor and pace. Germany were not good enough that year, but 8 years later, although Ballack had hung up his boots, those other names all picked up World Cup winners' medals in Rio. During that same period of development in England, under 4 different managers, the Three Lions had continued to play the pedestrian, overly cautious, keep-ball football that took them absolutely nowhere. As far as Euro 96 was concerned, Gareth Southgate and Klinsmann could not have been further apart on the spectrum. The latter won the trophy for Germany, the former lost it for England. But as managers they both have many of the same qualities. An easy charm, a clear thought process to how the game should be played, and a predilection for international football. Germany were nervous hosts in 2006, predicting disaster and instead falling in love again with a young team that truly captured the hearts. Win or lose, Southgate has already gone a long way towards achieving much the same thing with the English public. Don't get me wrong, win would be much better. The freakish way tournament results have gone this summer means the path back to Moscow for the final in 12 days' time is suddenly much clearer than it might be. Klinsmann's Germany went out eventually after extra time in the semi-finals to an Andrea Pirlo-inspired Italy. Nothing of that stature stands in Southgate's path. So not only have Jesse Lingard, Dele Alli, Harry Maguire and, obviously, Harry Kane got a chance to inspire a nation like those young German legends in the making did, they could actually do something remarkable here and now. Perhaps that is where this England team trumps die Mannschaft of 2006. Southgate's side has precociousness which borders on irreverence but so far treads a line away from arrogance, with Kane embodying the sentiment that you cannot set your goals too high. The young England players genuinely believe anything is possible. Colombia, Switzerland, Sweden, Russia, Croatia. One of those teams has to be in the final. Unless, of course, it is England. As the team bus rumbles into the Spartak Stadium you sense that many of the players will be echoing my thoughts of a decade ago. Why can't it be us? Why can't it be us?